Hey guys, so if you guys found this episode first, this is the part two of our episode three. I had issues editing. I explained it in the last episode. So if you've already seen that, just skip forward until you see both of us. Um, I had issues editing. If this is the episode you found first, the other episode's already on the channel. Go give that a watch. Um, we make a lot of jokes in this episode that you need the context for. I appreciate you guys clicking on it, giving it a listen. Um, Jake doesn't know that I had to cut it like this. We didn't know at the time, so that's why I'm jumping in like this and letting you guys know what's going on. Appreciate you guys for watching. Peace, love. So,
I'm a Dodge guy. For some reason, every time I buy a color, doesn't matter what color it is, it could be blue, and I had a dark gray. There's like a purple glistening undertone in it. I don't know how I
why
never
is
see
that?
it. I always buy my cars at night. I gotta stop doing that.
You do always buy your
You
cars at
can't
night.
see the scratches
Yeah.
or anything. I've been lucky every time, but
Well,
I never see the purple. If I would see the purple, I wouldn't buy it.
I feel like in the gray it looks good though. It looked good in the gray.
It did. It did.
It
It did.
it looked. I haven't seen it in the blue. Like I haven't looked close enough. Obviously, it's
It's
your
gotta be
truck.
real sunny.
But um, it looked good in the gray. Like he had a gray dart, and it had like a nice. It was super subtle,
Hmm.
so there was no like.
You could see more of the sparkles than you could of
Yeah,
the purple.
yeah. I'm sure car nerds out there know what we're talking about. I know nothing about
Hopefully.
cars. I know how to drive them fast and not crash and eat ass.
All right. I don't know what that has to do with the car.
Nothing, but it kind of rhymed, so I went with it. Uh, so your team got eliminated from Stanley this year.
They did.
It's their first year getting eliminated this early in a long time.
Hey,
I mean, you've been blessed.
Panthers were
dude.
cold this year, man. Panthers were cold
You've
this
been
year.
blessed.
They just got to get rid of Stamkos. They need to open up more money.
Yeah,
he's so
old and
yeah.
he's getting paid a lot. But I mean, you've been blessed.
Yeah.
Because
Back to back.
I like to say I like to call him a bandwagon, and I said it in the last episode and stuff. But he's a State fan. He's been a State fan his whole life, and they've had some success in sports, but most of the time it's middle of the pack, maybe above average, but not like championship. You've had a couple in your life, and then he's a San Fran fan. He's had his drought years that he's stuck with them though, and they're constantly in contention. And then
I pick winners.
he's a Tampa Bay Lightning fan, so
I
it's
pick
like
winners.
another
Before they win, I pick winners.
right.
Before they win, I pick winners.
And then you support the Detroit teams as far as like
Of course,
they're local,
They're
so
always number two.
right. I mean, you don't really watch basketball or baseball much.
If I'm gonna watch baseball, I'm going to a game.
Right. And
I'm not
I'd say
gonna
the
turn it on
Tigers.
the
I'd say the
TV,
Tigers are your favorite baseball team only because you don't watch baseball unless
I like San Francisco because they had Puig.
right.
I did
But
like,
so did LA, and
Yeah,
so did
yeah.
Cincinnati, and so did I think that's all he played for. I couldn't tell you. Those are the big teams. Those are the teams that he got into a lot of.
I just remember when he was on the
Dirty
case
shit.
of whatever game
That was Dodgers Puig.
Dude, yeah, okay, so it was the Dodgers, not the Giants.
Yeah,
Dude,
it was Dodgers.
it
Puig.
didn't matter what type of ball they threw. You hit the button
Yeah.
and he blasted it.
Yeah,
It was ridiculous.
Puig was great.
He
For
never
a long
ever
time.
won a game, but I always had a lot of home runs.
Yeah, the final scores every time we'd play it was like
I've never
47-35.
played online, and I've never won a game. I'm not good at MLB.
It's a lot different now too. It's from that game. It's a lot like it's more skill based. I think you'd do better now that it's more skill based because you have good reaction time and stuff when we game. It's they have like I'm sure you've seen the TikToks of like people cracking home runs.
Yeah.
There's a little yellow thing. You have to move that with your left stick, and then that's where your battles swing through. So it's a lot more skill based and stuff. I think you'd be better at it now. But I'd say basketball. You don't really like watching basketball.
I don't even like going to the games, dude.
Really?
So
I haven't been to
boring.
a Pistons game since they've moved to Little Caesars.
I went to the one where they played against, who was that, LaMelo?
Oh, Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I I want to go to a Pistons. I haven't been to Little Caesars at all.
Well, I mean, they played garbage, so next year the tickets will be just as cheap.
Unless we get I was gonna say unless we get a
No,
great player in the draft,
Still
but
going to be just as cheap.
because that was everyone's like thought process with San Antonio. They were like, oh well, the tickets are gonna be cheap. We're gonna be able to watch Wemby in his first year really cheap, and because Wemby was their generational talent, they skyrocketed the tickets and people still bought them because that's what people do.
Just buy poop seats and just go
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's what everybody does because nobody's going to show
Did
up.
you? So we didn't have a podcast back when this happened, but dude, shortly after Wemby was drafted, you know who Wemby is, right?
Yeah, the tall,
7'4", yeah. His security team, shortly after he was drafted, his security team is walking him through a hotel, and I guess Britney Spears was in the hotel, and she walked up to Wemby to get a picture with him, and his security team just decked her and laid her ass out. Like, how do you not know who Britney Spears is?
She's crazy. Everybody does. That's probably why they hit her.
Maybe. But this happened, I mean, shortly after he was drafted. So this is really late news. And it's something I do want to get into talking about a little bit more often is like...
Past stuff?
No, current event stuff that's going on right now. As far as like things that happen in the news and like the Kendrick and Drake, the college flags.
Did Dwayne The Rock Johnson being a turd?
Why is he a turd now?
I don't know. He's got beef with Ryan Reynolds. He had beef with Vin Diesel back in the Fast and Furious movie.
He has beef with everyone he does movies with except for Kevin Hart.
Yeah, because they look the same. Exactly the same.
Yeah. Height, weight, muscular structure.
Yeah.
Everything.
Hairline.
Yeah.
They're both big dogs.
How?
They're both in Jumanji. Couldn't tell them apart.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be confused with like racism. I just they did that thing where they
Yeah.
They dressed the same and they acted like each other.
Yeah. No, I don't know why he does it because it's like, so obviously he was a professional wrestler first, and it's like, dude, are you trying to create wrestling skits for the movie industry?
Well,
I have to create beef with Vin Diesel because it'll make our movies sell better. I have to create beef with Ryan Reynolds because it'll make our movies sell better. No, this isn't the WWE, bro. It's acting. Just act, make a funny movie, go on with your life, and just stop.
The cast of Red Notice said he would show up like 7 to 8 hours late.
The Rock?
Yeah, I think they fined him a lot of money because it cost the movie a lot of money.
Yeah. That was a good movie, though. Red Notice?
It was, yeah. I love Ryan Reynolds.
I do, too. So, he would show up like 7 to 8 hours late.
That's what they were saying.
Why show up so late to a movie? Like...
I don't know. We'd have to look into it. I just threw that out there.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're filming two movies at the same time, which I know, like... I'm pretty sure movie producers frown on that. Like, they don't want you to film... Especially when you're the big star in the movie. They're not paying you all that money.
Replaced Dwayne The Rock Johnson with Kevin Hart. They're the same.
Exactly.
They're the same.
Exactly. I think one might be a couple inches shorter than the other.
Yeah, Dwayne?
Yeah.
Kevin Hart's a giant. Was he like 6'8"?
No. Dwayne is 4'3".
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Kevin Hart's 4'4".
But I just said they're the same height. So how is that a couple inches?
4'3" and 4'4".
Oh, so they're shorter than us.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Isn't one of them Samoan?
Yeah, Kevin Hart.
I'm glad you caught on pretty
quick.
Usually he doesn't.
No, I'm everywhere and nowhere all at the same time. Mentally, your face. No, I think we're gonna do the channel intro after this. The podcast is going to often be our warm up, and then we're gonna get into other recording after, so the videos have a little bit more jokes in them and stuff as we get more comfortable. And we're going to do the channel intro after this, which I'll explain to you how I think we should do that, because I think it'll be funny. Other than that, though, anything else going on? This is why I was looking at Twitter's trending, because I wanted to see if there was any other stuff happening in the world that we should talk about. I mean, besides the Brazilian butt lift Drizzy. I didn't see anything else on there that interested me.
Could have just said BBL.
Yeah, but like, why is Dill trending?
Dill?
Dill.
Don't know.
I feel like this is also not the best way to get your news. Yeah, there's not really a lot happening in the world right now.
There's a lot. It's not that we should
Nothing
talk about.
that we can confidently make jokes about and not feel like absolute
Garbage
pieces
humans.
of human garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. When there is funny news, it'll be talked about by us.
There's one thing I want to bring out. When we first decided to start this, he told me I was gonna have to watch my mouth. I haven't said one cuss word in the last 2 videos. You're out here. You're out here.
Because I watch
Blowing it out of the
podcasts.
water.
Because I watch
Blowing it out of the
podcasts.
water.
And I understand that as long as I don't overdo it in the first 5 minutes and in the last 5 minutes, we're pretty good. I also know that I'm editing it, so if it sounds like I'm doing it a lot, I can just cut those parts out.
True. You just think Call of Duty Jake and regular day Jake
Yeah.
is the same.
Speaking of which, I'm currently trying to figure out a way for us to stream if that does come to floration.
Sound it out. I'm not gonna help you on this one. You're a college student.
Floration. Fellation.
No, definitely not that one.
What's that one mean?
Yeah.
You looked at me like that one's not good. If it comes to happen,
You gave up?
yeah.
Okay.
If it ends up happening, it'll be out on our Twitter an hour before we start, maybe 5 minutes before we start. I don't know. And then it will just be you'll see his side of the screen on our group channel, and if you wanted to watch my side of the screen, it'll be on my personal channel, which is linked into the group channel. I'm gonna force him to start his own personal channel. That stuff I'm gonna try to work on that today and see if we can get streaming. Might try to stream tonight while I edit, if possible. Me and him might hop on the games and stream tonight. We'll be streaming stuff like Call of Duty Resurgence. Maybe do some
Search.
What is it? War game. Some search.
Gunfight.
Yeah. Some gunfight, some search. Those are really the 3 modes we play on COD. And maybe do some Madden. Do some 1v1s in Madden.
Where's the 2v2s? Can you do that?
I think you can, but I don't know how. I'd have to look that up and figure that out.
If we can, that'd be funny.
Yeah, that'd be really funny.
Because you're like really good at it, and I'm like really not.
Yeah. Well, I've been playing Madden for the past 8 years, and you've been playing Madden for the past
4 days.
I was gonna say 8 days. Yeah. Yeah, not really much to talk about as far as the news goes. I know it's going to get to a point where it feels like we're forcing ourselves to do this, as far as not having topics to talk about, not having news to talk about and stuff, and we're just going to have to push through that part. Because eventually, once we get a big enough following, they'll give us stuff to talk about, stuff they want us to hear. The other thing is I will start, if it gets to that point, I'll start bringing in topics from way in the past. I listened to a podcast called... I'm not going to give them a free shout-out.
Free shout-out?
Yeah.
Not a free shout-out.
Huh?
We're nobodies right now.
Yeah, that's true. I listened to a podcast called Things I Learned Last Night, and they do... So one dude will research a topic, trying to think of one they did recently. One dude will research a topic like Circleville letters, and he will research it and get all the information and then teach the other dude about it. And some of the topics are interesting, but they're too informative, and some of the topics are just funny as all hell. So if it's a situation like that, I'll figure some way to tell you without just stealing their content, because that's a hoe move to steal someone's content and shit like that. So I'll try to figure out a way for us to, they've talked about Little Caesars, they've talked about a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, you might see some content from that come through. Other than that, I mean, Do you have anything else?
No, sir.
No? Because I'm just about done as far as podcast goes. I got a video idea for us after the channel intro. But if we're just about done, I will. Oh, I have one other thing. Oh, it's Mental Health Month for everybody. And I just feel like if you need someone to talk to, if you're struggling, if you have issues at all with anything, I don't care if you're men, female, anything. If you're having issues, reach out to somebody, talk to somebody. If you have to and you don't feel comfortable reaching out to anybody that you're friends with, go to one of our social medias and DM us. One of us will answer. We'll sit there. We'll listen. I noticed that with mental health, it's not really talking to somebody that's been through it. It's more having somebody there to listen to you talk, and that can usually help you get through it. So that's just something that I wanted to touch on during the podcast. Was mental health is a serious issue, and don't think, well, I'm too grown up to have mental health problems, or I'm too strong, or I'm a man, so I can't have mental health issues. None of that matters. I've had mental health issues. I'm sure you've had mental health issues. It's just a matter of reach out and talk to somebody. Just seek help. Because, yeah, the world's better with you in it.
All of you.
Yeah.
Maybe not this guy, but the rest of you guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Come on, man.
So that just about does it. This will be out Monday. Our channel intro will be out Wednesday, but posted to the very top of the page. And then our next video will be out, I want to say either Friday or Saturday. Depends how long it takes me to edit, because those videos actually take a while to edit. And then for my channel, I'm going to see about doing reaction content. The weight loss stuff might have to get pushed back a week because I haven't been working this past week because of school. So that might get pushed back a week. And then behind the scenes will be going up Sunday before the podcast, or I might have it scheduled to go up at the exact same time as the podcast. Haven't figured that out yet. Jake doesn't have a channel yet, but we will work on that. Is that all?
That works for me if it works for you.
All right.
All right. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
Yep. Comment, share, subscribe.
Comment. Forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Forgot about that one.
Follow us on Twitter or X at JakeG_Shawn W. The J and G are capitalized. The S and W are capitalized. Follow us on TikTok at facts.4, the number, life 5. And then Instagram is, I believe, Jake. The Instagram will be in the end credit sequence because I don't remember that one. We haven't posted anything on the Instagram yet, and I post on the X a lot, and the TikTok's just kind of ingrained in my brain. So all of them will be on the end sequence. You can read them. If I can figure out how I'll link those in the end sequence, you can just click on them and it'll take you to the link. That's something I want to figure out how to do. We do have one other thing that needs to be done because he said he would do it in this episode since he didn't do it in the last episode. Link your IG.
Link my IG. We'll put it on there later.
We'll
put it in the description.
No, tell them, and I will have a link pop up for them to click. Because he doesn't have a channel. Also, my channel. My channel is Shawn Whitmer, just my first and last name. The picture the channel logo, channel emblem is just my name in a black and blue circle. Looks very similar to the channel emblem of the channel you're currently on.
All right, here's my Instagram.
All right. So I think that just about does it.
Yeah.
And that's been
Facts for Life with Jake and Shawn. Peace, love.
We out.